Welcome to Success Talks with Rodney Saulsberry. I hope you will support my sponsors who bring you this podcast absolutely free and with limited interruptions. I really appreciate you taking the time to listen. I'll get started in just a second.
The reviews are in. The book from voiceover superstar and coach Rodney Saulsberry is another runaway hit. Readers from all over the world are raving about tongue twisters and vocal warm-ups. You can find this and his other titles at the top of the voiceover bestsellers list on Amazon.
Electric vehicles versus gas cars. What's cheaper to own? Upfront costs may be higher for EVs. EVs stand for electric vehicles. But these cars are also much cheaper to operate and maintain, and the savings can add up. I don't know about you, but I am not happy about the recent gas prices. They are extremely high, and they're going higher every day. Over the life of your car, you will often spend less by buying electric. Fuel is the biggest and most obvious category for savings when you go electric. Owners who drive 15,000 miles in their electric car, in a year, they spend roughly $546 on power versus $1,255 in gas-powered cars. Your personal savings would vary based partly on how much gas and electricity costs where you live. In other words, I live in California where the gas prices are really high. But I'm from Detroit, and people tell me they're higher, but not as high as they are in California.
Hello everyone, this is Sean Daly for dailyvo.com. I want to tell you about one resource I highly recommend for vocal warm-ups because it takes out all of the guesswork and it was purpose-built with voiceover in mind. It's called Rodney Saulsberry's Tongue Twisters and Vocal Warm-Ups with Other Vocal Care Tips. How's that for a title? So in case you don't know, Rodney Saulsberry is a top-tier talent and coach, motivational speaker, and author of several books on voice acting, including You Can Bank on Your Voice and Step Up to the Mic. The book is available in print and on Kindle, and you can find it at Amazon or Rodney's personal website, rodneysaulsberry.com.
Over the course of 15 years of car ownership, the electricity needed to run a battery-powered EV could cost upwards of $14,480 less than what you'd pay for gas in a similar vehicle. EV owners also save on maintenance costs because they don't have to worry about oil changes or new air filters. That amounts to savings of about $330 each year. On the other hand, auto insurance costs are often similar and sometimes higher for EVs. And keep in mind that higher-priced cars, including expensive EVs, generally cost a lot more to insure.
And we'll be back after this message.
You Can Bank on Your Voice, 2nd edition. Get your copy at Amazon.com. Get the audiobook on Audible.com. You Can Bank on Your Voice, 2nd edition. Get your copy today. Overall, AAA estimates that you'll spend $9,119 annually owning an electric vehicle that you drive for 15,000 miles in a given year. That figure includes costs related to power, that's electricity, and maintenance, as well as financing, registration, fees, insurance, and depreciation. And that information is based on fairly inexpensive EVs, specifically BMW i3, Chevrolet Bolt, Hyundai Kona Electric, Nissan Leaf, and Tesla Model 3. Now, one thing I worry about when I think about an electric car is what happens when I want to charge the car. Like, when I want gas in the car that I drive now, gas stations are all over the place. But what happens if I have an EV and I'm looking for a car charging station, an electric car charging station? Graylin Brown, the new novel by Rodney Saulsberry. It's the heartwarming story about a family in Detroit. The Motown sound was alive and well. The Philly soul sound was alive and well. And the big three automakers were making wonderful cars every day. Graylin Brown, the novel. Get your copy at Amazon.com or wherever books are sold. Most electric cars nowadays can go about 200 to 300 miles on a single charge, and the availability of public electric car charging stations is growing. But let me just say this. CNBC has reported that theoretically, it's rare that you'll find yourself running out of power with no vehicle chargers nearby. And you should know that it's only going to get easier to find and use electric car charging stations. And I'll tell you why. The infrastructure bill making its way through Congress includes $550 billion for changes, including building new electric vehicle charging stations. An investment that's essential if EVs are to become widely adopted. And you can do like some of my neighbors and put your own charging station in your home. Many EV owners also buy their own charging stations for home use. The cost of installing one in your home varies, and if you live in a shared apartment, getting one put in may be tricky. It may also be a good idea to get into electric cars, EVs, because President Joe Biden just announced that by 2030, he wants at least 50% of the cars sold in the U.S. to be electric vehicles. Right now, relatively few of the cars on U.S. roads are electric. They make up only about 3% of new car sales, and Tesla accounts for 55% of those transactions. Let's talk about the price of an electric car. According to Kelley Blue Book, the average transaction price for an electric vehicle in April 2021 was $51,532. That's more than $11,000 higher than what you'd pay at the dealership for a full-size gas-powered car, and nearly $30,000 more than the average compact car sale. Electric vehicle prices are moving in the right direction, though, decreasing 10% on average from April 2020 to April 2021. Increased pressure on automakers after Biden's announcement may drive prices even lower down the line. And so it's up to you to make the choice. Now bear in mind that many electric cars are expensive luxury vehicles. Some models go for over $100,000, and that brings the average price up significantly. The cheapest electric cars, like the Nissan Leaf, start at under $30,000. You've heard the pros and cons, and now I'm leaving it up to you to make the decision. Are you going to drive an electric car or a gas-powered car? Which one will make your future a better one? That is your decision. And we here at Success Talks are happy to bring you important information that can help you today, tomorrow, and forevermore.
I hope you enjoyed this podcast, and I urge you to listen to future podcasts where I will continue to try and make you better than before. My goal is to point you in a positive direction to success right here on Success Talks with me, Rodney Saulsberry.
Change my ways.